Welcome back to the IE Sports Network Roundtable live from El Rey alongside Rick Keaton and Tim Smith. I'm Ben Garrett, and now we've got our defensive coordinators joining us, and I think this is the first time that we have had anyone join us from the high school coaching staffs. And so Charles Golden from Scott High, Mark Martin from Oneida, thank you guys for stopping in. And we'll just stay with the way we've been going and start on this side and start with Scott High. Coach Charles Golden, first year as a defensive coordinator on Chris Harris's staff and first year as a high school assistant coach. Talk about how you're kind of adapting to the high school game after a lot of years at the middle school level.
It's been a little bit of a change, but, it's been a lot of fun, too. Coach Harris, he lets you coach. There's never any question about it. He's going to let you try to do your job. It's fun. The guy really believes in the kids having some fun and working hard while they're doing it. For an 0-3 team, we've got a bunch of involvement going on right now. We're growing. We're getting better every week. We improve on something each and every week. If we ever put it together, I think it's going to be something really special to see.
Coach does give a lot of freedom to his assistant coaches, especially to you, Charles. Alton just told us a while ago, he said, halftime, because I asked him this question, halftime last week against Austin East, how did it go in the locker room? I came through your end of the locker room, and, yeah, it was the coach taking over that end of the locker room last week. Tell us about that.
Well, we weren't tackling, honestly. We were trying to go high on the quarterback. He was a big dude, probably one of the biggest quarterbacks we'll see all year. Our guys kept trying to go high on him. Our D-line wasn't doing a good job of keeping the offensive linemen from getting down to our backers, so they weren't able to flow and feel real well. So kind of had a little bit of a come-to-Jesus moment there at the half, and we rolled from our normal set. We went with adjusted to more of a four-man line look to keep some blockers from getting up to our backers. Went with a different coverage. Kind of got a couple guys hind ends at the half, and may or may not have been the reason that the blow-up happened a little bit. So, but we adjusted real well. Came out in the second half, and I think they had one touchdown drive after that, and it was a short field. I think we made them snap the ball 14 times to go 27 yards. Had them on 4th and goal. Almost got the stop there, but we had a real clean second half. Middle linebackers, I think Whaley had probably 8-9 tackles. Clayton Carroll was probably close to double digits. Without the blockers getting downfield on them, they really got to flow to the football and have some fun in the second half, and it showed.
You mentioned Coach Harris a while ago. Of all the coaches I've seen, he wants an intense practice, but he wants the young men to enjoy that practice, and I think that's a different environment than you and I have ever been around.
It's definitely different. I'm having the most fun I've had in my 15 years of coaching, though, this year. The guy knows how to get the most out of you while having fun doing so, and I think the kids would all tell you that, too. There's never a day that goes by where it's just a dull practice where they're just running themselves into the ground. Everything's fun, everything's fast-paced, they're learning, they're working hard, and there's a little laughing and smiling going on, too.
And competition, and that's how they're trying to build themselves up. And the tackling thing, the issue that you mentioned, that has sort of bit us in all 3 games so far this year.
Yes, sir. It's something we're trying to improve on every single day. For the past 2 weeks, we start every practice with tackling drills. Like they could tell you today, we did 2 different tackling stations today, probably spent about 30 minutes on that, the entire team. It doesn't matter if you're a quarterback, if you're a wide receiver, if you're the kicker. You've got to know how to tackle them. We're repping it every day. We're trying to get better in that phase of the game, and I think you're going to see some improvements this week on that.
Speaking of this week, the road trip over to Carter. What do you perceive to be the biggest challenges from Carter?
We got to limit their yards after the catch. They're a team that they throw the ball all over the place, but it's a lot of rhythm stuff. They want to get the ball out quickly, let the receivers run after the catch. They've got number 3 might be the fastest guy we play all season long. He's lightning in a bottle. We've got to limit their yards after the catch this week.
Do you look forward to it being a region game and having to go on the road?
Absolutely. I look forward to every game. We're not going to coach scared. We're going to go in trying to win every single game, whether we're playing a Pee Wee football team or we're playing the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to go in every week trying to improve and win the game.
There's not much difference.
Hey, now.
I thought that, but after yesterday's performance, I sort of thought that, but I wasn't going to go there. Charles, it's a hoot to come out and watch Scott High practice this year. I mean, the players are intrigued. They're into what's going on, and they talk to their coaches, guys. I mean, just like we're sitting here and having this conversation. I think they feel free. They can come up and talk to a coach. I've seen many of them tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I got a question." They're eager to learn to get better.
This is a team that's very hungry to get better. Honestly, they push themselves harder than we could ever do it. They want to get better. They want to improve. If they've got a question about something, we've got kids that are coming up asking us 5-6 questions a day of how can I improve at this, how can I improve at that. It's a very hungry team that wants to get better and wants to compete for ball games, and it's been a lot of fun coaching these guys.
Yeah, it certainly has, and we're looking forward to this Friday night especially so.
All right, let's swing over to Tim Smith and Mark Martin and Coach Mark Martin. Your second year as a defensive coordinator.
Yes, sir.
And you spent a few years in the box, but now you're down on the sideline, and it's easy to tell that you're enjoying yourself down there.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love it. And first, let me say thank you for having me out tonight. Really enjoying this. It's going to be meeting everybody here tonight. And, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
All right. So enjoy is an interesting word because I've watched, like I said, I went back and watched last year's York. I've watched York versus Monterey this year. And so I think you enjoy the competition.
Absolutely.
The challenge. And this is a challenge this
No doubt
week.
about it.
You've had mix and match personnel injuries and all these things that maybe what you thought the start of the defense was going to be going in this year. It's never really, you've not had all those pieces put together, and you may not. That's just how football is, and you've had to find a way. What's been the toughest part about trying to piece this defense together? Because, I mean, as I mentioned at the top, scoring-wise, you haven't given up a lot of points, especially if you take away that excellent Williamsburg team on their, in their territory. You haven't given up a lot of points, but there has been almost a bend don't break. You've given up a lot of yards.
Yep.
And do you see that as just kind of how you're having to live right now to get by, or is that going to stay this week, or what do you think?
Well, first, the kids have just played their hearts out, and you can see that in the bend but don't break sort of adjective you're using there, and how they're, bowing up and getting stops when they have to. Fundamentally, we got some stuff to clean up, absolutely, and it just seems like, we'll have 2 good plays in a row, have them 3rd and long, and then something will happen, and we give up first down, and there we go. We're, back 1st and 10, having to go again. So getting off the field on 3rd down, I would say, is our biggest challenge. And, you've probably noticed this too. Football's changed a lot. 4th and 3, not a lot of people are bunting it anymore on 4th and 3. They're taking a shot on that 4th and 3, even from their side of the field a lot of times now. So you're not having to defend 3 downs anymore. You're really having to defend 4 downs. So getting off the field on 3rd and 4th downs probably been the biggest challenge this year.
And you've
been we're working on.
You've been in low-scoring games, which kind of affords the other teams this. Well, my defense is doing well, so we'll roll the dice on this. And sometimes that comes up on your side as well. You're asked to step up if it doesn't go well. But this York team, they present a myriad of challenges. And watching last year, Elijah mentioned Landon Lindbergh. Last year, it's kind of seemed like Landon's, if you have a breakout game.
Coming out party,
Yeah, he kind of had one against York last year with mostly deflections, a lot of times recoveries. And I mean, he's really continued to play at a high level at the corner position.
No doubt about it. Last year, like you said, it was a lot of pass breakups. He's turning a lot of those pass breakups into turnovers this year. I don't know if he's up to 4 yet or not, but his interception numbers are really high. His pass breakups are really high. But, he's playing really, really good for us. There's no doubt about it.
So you progressed through the season last year, and to me, just the penultimate game of what you guys did last year was the South Green game. I mean, you were heavy underdogs going to their place. They were very confident, very loose. The very beginning of that game, the very first play, they throw a little pass, and T.J. Meredith makes a big hit.
Yep.
How much has it hurt to not have T.J. Setting tones and doing these type of things for you this year? Because I think you don't, it's not making an excuse. It's just being real. He kind of was a tone setter for your defense.
Oh, there's no question. There's a lot of times where he comes flying down from that safety position to make a play, knock the ball out at the 2 yards down the field or whatever, and he just made a bunch of plays for us last year. So yeah, absolutely, we've missed him. The kids that just stepped in have played really, really well in that spot too, though. But yeah, we absolutely missed TJ.
So there have been other challenges, but York is certainly the biggest challenge. I look at it this way: if you can get a win this Friday night, then it's highly likely that the first week of the playoffs, should you make it, and you're in the driver's seat on that you won't have to go to the number one team in the state in Hampton. Is that kind of part of what this is about? Friday night is to stay away from them, or you're just
Coach May's doing a great job about keeping this team focused on Friday night. We got to be the best team Friday night, and that's what our focus is being the best team on the field this Friday night, and that's what we're trying to do. Everything else is going to work itself out, and we're just going to go try to be the best team this Friday night. Coach May, like I said, that's our focus.
Is there anything that you think maybe we as observers, announcers, fans, that we're not seeing, that we're just not getting, that we don't understand, that's going on with the team? I mean, that I know there's things you don't want to even talk about, right? You keep coaches' secrets, but anything that you wish people would have a little more understanding about?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what's being said. So outside of the team, there's probably other people that have said this before, but once football season starts, I'm kind of much quieter on, social media, looking at social media. And to be honest, there's not a lot of time to do that either. The focus is there.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean anybody would say anything. I just meant even, you haven't listened to me.
I don't know what the misconceptions might be.
Yeah. He's talking about Mark Matthews dogging your defense on Friday night.
Oh, well,
no,
that doesn't surprise me.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't. No. He doesn't.
No,
I don't know.
Just, I mean, when sometimes if you don't look at the games, you just look at the numbers. The numbers don't always tell you what's going on. I mean, the real number is the 2-2. And so, do you feel like there's a difference? Because when I look at this, it's hard for me to say there's a difference in the two games that we lost and a difference in the two games that we won that I can just put my finger on.
So we just got out of film study, and Coach May put a very fine point on this. There are 3 or 4 plays in either game that's the difference between 1-3, 2-2, 4-0. There's a very fine margin. My voice is about gone from this year. I'm sorry. There's a very fine margin between winning and losing, and you have to execute at a very high level to stay on the correct side of that line. And we're 2-2, and that's where we're at.
And York, it's going to be 40 plays of you have to right. I mean, it's going to be a team like that every play.
They're very explosive. Yeah, they have a lot of team speed and very explosive team, and we absolutely have our work cut out for us.
All right, Coach Martin, let me ask you one. You were at a JV game before you came here tonight.
Yep.
How was that game going?
We were 0-0 in a very tough defensive battle. Yeah, with Campbell County.
Okay, with Campbell County.
Yeah.
All right, and Coach Golden, before we let you go, I want to go back to something you said about everybody on the team has to be able to tackle well, whether it be matter. And you brought up kickers. How well does your kicker tackle?
Work in progress still.
Okay. Hugo Henry has not missed a week, by the way. He's always here. He's faithful to be here. So we got to get him on here at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And but I wanted to check in on that.
He's working on it.
Okay. All right, good deal. All right, Coach Golden, Coach Martin, thank you guys for stopping by and joining us. Good luck Friday night in these big region games.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, our legend of the game as we get set to close things out here from El Rey on the IHSN Roundtable.